paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Show. That's right, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Good morning. This is really exciting, guys. The sun is shining here. It's sort of feeling like an Indian summer still with that sun shining out there. This is the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm Harvey Freed. There's Alex Nafusi. Good morning, Alex.
Morning, buddy. How are you, man?
Doing fantastic. November 7, 2015. We are proud and happy to bring you 1 hour's worth of the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show. Again, we are sponsored by Capital Mortgage Funding at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. I know the staff is already texting me, telling me to get the phones to ring over there.
You?
Oh, Ronnie J and some others.
Ronnie J. My man.
He's there. They're there to help out.
He's a bad parker. Great mortgage guy. Bad parker. He doesn't pull his car in far enough in the parking spot, so like the back always sticks out. Like
he's always looking out for his clients. He's probably trying to save some room in the parking lot.
You can only be good at so many things, and he's a great mortgage guy. He's just a bad parker.
Hey, across the table from us, we got Dan Dubinsky from Skyward Realty. Good morning, Dan. Welcome to our show again.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Always great to have you
again, buddy.
Trying to do the show with these glasses on here since I'm so old now I can barely read. But we've got tons of information to share with you. Of course, we're going to be talking about home purchasing, what's going on here. Later into the falls, we head towards these winter months. We'll talk about that with Dan, our expert. Also negotiating a house. Tons of stuff about information about what's going on in the housing industry locally here. We'll talk about the inventory and always good stuff like that. I wrote down some things last night. And one of the key things I was writing down as I was reading through a lot of information.
When I called you last night?
Would you call me at 1:30, by the way?
It was not 1:30.
It was like 1:30.
It was like 8:30.
Well, congratulations. It sounded like you took a little bit from the casino last night, maybe. I don't want to admit that out loud.
No, I was helping a friend who was... He had
moving couches.
He had a rough day, and he said, "Dude, you just come hang out with me." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come meet you."
Yeah.
So
just sitting down writing last night, I was reading tons of information about some guideline changes and stuff. And one of the things I said to myself is, every day is a great opportunity. I mean, every day is a blessing, of course. Every day is a new start, and every day I learned something new. And I got humbled. I don't know, a little bit last week maybe, but I mean, here. It's a new start. Get your documents together. Find out if you can become a homeowner. Make it happen for you and your family. It's Dan. What is more exciting than getting those first-time home buyers in the house? Every time we run into these people, a year or 2 years later, they never regret it. There's no regrets.
As long as I've been doing this, I still enjoy the fact that after you close, you give them a little closing gift, the keys, and just the look on their face. First-time home buyers, it's very exciting to work with. And right now the deals out there, you don't have as many buyers. There's not as much competition. There's a little bit less supply, but there's still some wonderful opportunities.
I think you guys both had great points. You talked about when you give someone the keys and they close in their house, and Harvey, you talked about every day being a blessing. And the three of us is. As odd as we may be, it's a blessing and a curse because we take everything so personally,
sure.
Which it really is. I mean, I don't have file 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, every transaction that I get involved with, it's the Dubinsky file, it's the Freed file, and I take it all personally. So like I say to people, I want to see you at a Red Wings game and high five you. But I don't want to be like the 22-year-old punk who just got out of college and is working 7 hours a week and dialing for dollars and has no clue what he's doing. I mean, I want to make sure every single person is in a good spot. And there are things that I'll see and I say this every week, week in and week out. There are so many things that we see like basically on a financial spreadsheet that you're like, dude, you're paying $290 for cable. Like, call and say, hey, I just saw this thing on TV for the 1995 intro. Okay, you can't give me that, but give me something. I mean, bundle your homeowner's insurance and your car insurance. And there's there are things that I see. My buddy Brian's refinance right now, and he's got a baby on the way and all that. I'm like, Brian, your house is the same size as mine, and you're paying $2,000 a month or a year in homeowner's insurance. That's not a good deal.
It goes to more than just the house.
Well, yeah, you take everything personally. Yeah, absolutely, man.
That's part of being local here, right? We see these people. How many of our clients, Alex, do we go out and have dinner with occasionally?
A lot.
Yeah, exactly. They become friends.
More than we should.
And usually when you do a good job for people, they like you. They'll want to hang out with you. And
it's funny. Like, I'm not saying everyone has to be like our best friend after you do. Some people don't want to hang out. They want to close and go their own way. That's fine. But it's nice when you and I see somebody at one of the places, Little Tree, Oak City, wherever wherever we hang out, in Royal Oak or Birmingham.
It's nice to have trusted professionals too.
It's nice, it was so cool. Like, I ran on my parents last night. We totally randomly ran them at Lux, and having hamburgers, and it was just nice when you're out with clients. I'm like, oh, these are my clients. Oh, these are my parents. And like, it's nice when even at almost 37 years old, it's nice when someone says to your mom, hey, your son really took care of me.
Well, we'll talk about that because it's a great segue too, Alex, because we talk about always renting and building strong communities and neighbors, and then your school's district strong and your kids have friends, and versus renting and not really have some stake in what's going on in your neighborhood. So tons of information always to share with you. Again, it's always straight to the point information. One of the keys is always getting your documents together. I mean, literally, there's like 5 or 6 items you have to get together in most situations to get a real approval letter and do an application with us. There are a lot of great things we can do. We're trusted professionals. We can run figures for you, really go over all the details A to Z on purchasing a house. Not every mortgage banker out there or loan officer or lender you might be calling can do that. It's just a fact, folks. Even my wonderful new assistant, she has 22 mortgage licenses and is truly just learning the business. She's been in it for just under 2 years. So there is a ton to learn. Again, just because someone is licensed, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have all the expertise. So again, deal with some trusted people here locally. 248-539-9797. We're opening the lines all morning long, and we've got a lot of great information. Of course, when we bring Dan Dubinsky in, we're always talking about what's going on in the world of real estate. And here locally, I've had some family members even out there trying to upgrade. There's not a lot of great houses out there. There's just not a lot.
There's really not.
Go ahead, buddy.
Well, I was just going to say that, the thing now is if a buyer's coming out looking during the early holiday season, they're for real. And it really makes sense as a seller, get your house in prime shape, because that lead or that showing is valuable, more so valuable than it is during the summer months, because there's not a lot of tire kickers out right now. They have to move for one reason or another.
Dan, I have a question for you.
Sure.
I'm not grilling you by any means. At what point in time, and again, we focus on the Woodward corridor, so you'd be Royal Oak, Berkeley, Birmingham,
right.
Ferndale, Bloomfield Hills, up and down through there. At what point in time are our house values going to just cap out? Like those, dude. I look at houses. I mean, I drive around, on the weekends.
Crazy.
There's some expensive houses.
Well, if you take a look at the most expensive area in our direct where we work, Birmingham, right? Our place is going to catch up to that? No, I don't think they're going to catch up. But Birmingham's going to keep moving up in value. The way I look at it is, I think we all grew up in the '70s where people had suburbs and back patios. We're social beings. We're seeing more people now that want the front porches, want a sense of community, and some of those little areas like Birmingham, Royal Oak, those are thriving. They want to be able to walk in town. People know your name, that kind of thing. And it's really, I don't see a stop to it. It's going to increase and increase. And I think it was, who was it? It was one of your bosses here.
Harry Glanz, Dan Burke.
Harry gave that speech we went to about a couple of years back. How you saw overall the history of time, it slowly went up. So in 50 years, they're going to be paying $1 million for a home in Royal Oak? Who knows?
Well, that was my question. Like, I mean, what point in time is it just not?
It's a hard one to answer.
You can't do anymore.
Yeah,
man.
but now we have things in check. They're not going up like they were in the past. Appraisals are keeping them in check. So it's slow growth, which we want.
Always that's what we need.
Yeah, always supply and demand, but in these hot areas, right, what's going to cap out? I mean, if you want to live down there and people are just moving, whatever the hot area is at that particular time. But again, you talk about these other great cities, Romeo, your Plymouth, your downtown Plymouth, Birmingham, Ann Arbor, of course. So many, if I left any of the cities out that you live in, of course, call up and you can brag about your city. But just great opportunities out there. And like you said, Dan, people are doing some of the things that they used to do in the way back or a little bit differently.
Yeah. And Alex, you're a homeowner. How many neighbors do you know? And
all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
We have Soup Fest tonight.
My neighbor the other day, he's blowing my leaves off just because it happens to be a little section where there, when you're a renter, you don't seem to have. I've never had a renter that blew off the leaves of the neighbor's house. It's a sense of community, and you're out looking for
it's such a great point. It really is, and it's funny. Like you get tight with your neighbors, man. It's cool. I mean, again, you don't have to be like best buddies, but it's nice. When my dog's tearing, the siding off the house when Colin calls and says, dude, Blue's eating your garage.
Yeah.
Let me throw the number out there, guys. 248-539-9797. We got tons of information to share with you, of course, till 10 o'clock. It's a Hardcore Mortgage Show. You can call us here, 248-539-9797, or at Capital Mortgage, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. After us, we got tons of sports all day long. Of course, the Michigan game is at 3:30, and then Alex, your boys, the Sparties are going to be playing this
later,
evening.
I think, aren't they?
Later tonight, yeah, definitely. So that's pretty exciting.
At Nebraska?
They are at Nebraska, the Cornhuskers. So, yeah, that's going to be a good game,
That's
too.
a trap game, man. I don't know about that.
Keep it here on 97.1 all day long for great information, of course, and all sports all day long. Hey, the educational process. I wrote it all down. The knowledge that we can give you. Keep it here on 97.1. When we come back, we're going to talk about home buying and a ton more. Keep it here.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you know you can be more comfortable this winter by saving money? More energy efficiency means more comfort. Sophia from DTE Energy is going to tell us how. Hey, Sophia.
Hello.
So tell me some good tips.
Well, drafts in the winter can make you very uncomfortable. So seal gaps with weather stripping on your windows and doors and add insulation if it's needed. Together, these can save you about 10% on your energy bill.
I'll take 10% any day.
So would I.
What else you got for me?
You can use a programmable thermostat to set the temperature to 68 degrees or even lower at night. Did you know most people sleep better in a cooler room?
I did, because my wife steals all the covers.
I do too.
Shame on you. What other tips you have?
Use foil tape to seal joints or gaps in your ductwork to avoid losing 10 to 20% of your forced air heat to the attic or crawl space.
Well, that should keep me nice and snug.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to find out even more ways to stay snug this winter, go to dteenergy.com/save energy for tips and do-it-yourself videos.
So there you have it, folks. Be comfortable and enjoy saving. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
T-Mobile's most popular family plan is back, so your days of sharing data are over. Switch to T-Mobile and get 4 lines with up to 10 gigs of 4G LTE data per line. Just $30 each and no sharing. That's 10 gigs for dad to stream movies, 10 gigs for mom to post vacation pics, and 10 gigs for the kids to do whatever it is they do. All for just $30 per line. Need new phones for the family? Right now, get the Samsung Galaxy S6 for $0 up front and just $10 a month when you trade in an eligible smartphone. That's 10 gigs for all and a great deal on one of the hottest phones on the market. This offer won't last long, so hurry into T-Mobile today.
Savings via monthly bill credits, finance agreements, and qualifying service required on approved credit plus taxes and fees. Galaxy S6 offer on 18-month lease. If you cancel service, remaining payments at full price may be due, and you may be required to return working device or pay it off to keep it. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas.
Think now isn't the best time to list your home for sale? Well, think again. Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. In the spring and summer real estate market, everyone wants to get in time for the school year to start. Now, today's buyer is looking at homes to get settled before the holidays. Don't wait until after the holidays and miss out on that potential buyer for your home.
Hi, I'm Katie Androff.
And I'm Andrew Androff. And, we had our house listed with another realtor. 10 months on the market, no offers.
And, with 2 small children, it was extremely frustrating to get ready for those showings.
But then Jeff Glover came along, and he sold our house within weeks.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. When you hire Jeff and his team, Jeff will personally be involved, whether it's coming out to evaluate your home or marketing your home behind the scenes. Visit Jeff and his team at their newest location in Birmingham, or call Jeff at 855-JEFF-SELLS or online at 855jeffsells.com. Realtor Jeff Glover, a household name. Jeff Glover is affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
Any Joe Schmo knows Geico will work to save you money on car insurance. But since money talks, why not just ask the savings?
That's me, Joe Savings. I'm not literally $1 million, but I feel like it. Why? Because when Joe switched his car insurance at Geico.com, his monthly rate went down and the savings went up. Now he uses the handy Geico mobile app anytime to check out his policy perks. Talk about a win-win. And 2 thumbs up. Man, I wish I had thumbs.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is Charles Osgood. Tax compliance can be a real pain for businesses. That's why I'd like to tell you about Avalara's powerful tax automation technology. Avalara simplifies sales tax and other business taxes with real-time tax rate calculations and automatic return filing. Avalara's software already integrates with your accounting, e-commerce, and point-of-sale systems, so it couldn't be easier. Find out how the good people at Avalara can help you at Avalara.com. That's AVALARA.com.
The station that puts the All Pros on the radio. 97.1.
All right, welcome back to the show. We broadcast till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Of course, the phone lines are open this morning, 248-539-9797. Always want to hear from you. Again, we talk about mortgages and real estate. And Dan, you know, the education, the process of buying a house, the knowledge and the confidence. I mean, it's night and day for the clients that really understand the process because they're going out there. If they don't know what's going on in the neighborhood, they don't know how high they're willing to bid. If they're not ready to make that offer, they don't have that confidence. They don't even know the steps along the way. It's not a good start. So that's the key.
Yeah, we sit down, personally, I sit down, I have my agent sit down for about an hour and discuss the process of how it starts from the beginning to the end and what are the hiccups that could happen in between. What are the contingencies, how you can get out of the deal, when you're done, when you can't get out of the deal. And when I notice when people are knowledgeable and they understand where you're going, they're a lot happier and things get done a lot better.
Yeah, the process goes way smoothly. Like you said, you know, the knowledge is, you know, what does it cost to buy a house? How much is the requirement to put down? Again, different types of loans, FHA, 3.5% down, maybe on a purchase, VA 0, the USDA rural development loans are 0. But then you got your inspection cost. What happens, as you mentioned, if the appraisal comes in a little bit light? How much are you willing to overpay for the house? What about if the inspection comes back? We just had even one of my family members just an inspection this week. There's about $12,000 worth of significant repairs on a $300,000 house, but it's just rehab. You look on the outside of the house and you would think there would be, Alex, you wanted to really get into it. I don't want to talk too much about this individual house. But I was just going to say that, you know, but all these homes, right, there are some deficiencies in them. I mean, you just have to know how to deal with it.
Here's the thing, is what you were talking about earlier is indicative of how that builder built that house.
That's where I was going. That's where I want to go.
And now an inspector can't open up walls and look at everything, but if there's shortcuts being taken that he may have thought, the builder may have thought won't be caught, maybe there's probably more shortcuts that that aren't catching.
I made the same point, I think, probably in 2007, 8, 9 through there when everybody was all of a sudden a builder. Everyone wanted to be a flipper and everyone was jumping construction and all that. You really have to pay attention to, you know, a lot of these houses, we call them fill-in building, which I think is great. Knock down those pieces of crap houses and you know, and put up a nice one. I'm fine with that. But you have to do, just like anything else, it's amazing to me that, you know, you'll call 26 mortgage companies and say, what's your rate? But, you know, you won't even question like a builder. You have no idea, like, how many houses have you built? Like, the three of us could open up a construction company tomorrow.
Right.
You can open up an LLC and hire some contractors and go in there and do that. You have to pay attention to everything throughout the transaction. There's, you know, there are a lot of builders out there that, like, I mean, I walk through these houses and I'm like, dude, this is like me building. I can barely change a light bulb. You don't want me building anything.
Yeah, then you question, you know, how did the city, because the city has inspections to go through with it, but, you know, inspectors are like anyone else. You get them, you set the appointment on a Friday afternoon, the inspector wants to get out of there, he's going to run in, give you your permit and take off, you know, without doing a whole real good check. So you have to make sure, again, it's like hiring professionals like we talk about all the time. Get a good inspector. Don't get a guy, if he doesn't have a ladder on his truck, you know there's a problem, all right?
That's a good sign.
He pulls up in a sports car.
That's a good jump.
Yeah, so you want an inspector like a little squirrel, going through everything, going through the attic space.
Ooh, nice analogy, buddy.
Yeah, you want him to really get in there, and it should take anywhere between 3 and 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I highly suggest that the buyer is there with the inspector so he can learn a lot about the house. You know, there's little things like we all know, change a furnace filter here and there, right? Each home has specific things that you have to do. Maybe you have to put the Rudex down the pipes every once in a while in these older homes. There's little things that they'll tell you that you can learn, and you don't catch it when you're just getting the report and not actually there.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's really fun, too. I mean, that's actually an awesome thing to do, is to go into a house with an inspector, and when it's your house, like you said, if they're qualified, they're going to teach you so much about what's going on in that house, how to keep it running, how to keep it running efficiently, and there's a lot to learn from people. You know, it's been 7 years, really, since the real estate bust, and yeah, if it wasn't so great, then our phones wouldn't be ringing, you wouldn't be selling homes. Home ownership is back. It's back in a big way, and values are just about back across Southeast Michigan here, just about in every region. There are certain pockets of different cities where the values aren't where they were at the end of 2006. And again, there are so many families out there. We even heard from our friend running for the Republican nomination, Mr. Rubio. He bought a house house in Miami in 2005 on the high side. It affects everyone out there. When you buy and the market conditions change significantly, for those folks, Alex, you mentioned it, that hung in there, those values are back in a big way. For the folks that did bail out, whatever their situation is, job loss, foreclosure, short sale, divorce, all those situations, hey, they're calling us, they're getting back in the game, and there are mortgages available for those people. And that's really cool, is whatever happened to you in the past, and that's how I started the show off, that was yesterday. Okay, today's a brand new day. So again, it's an opportunity for you to start fresh, find out what you can do to better yourself and make things happen. 248-539-9797. We're going to talk about some refinancing too eventually, Alex, if you want to jump in on that.
The refinance is obviously it's still there. What you got to pay attention to, though, was the jobs report came out yesterday. It was the best jobs report of 2015, which obviously has a negative impact on interest rates. They did burp up a little bit this week. You can't stress enough. If you're holding out for an eighth of a point or a quarter point, you're gonna cost yourself everything. I mean, I have some people that are sitting around that they have to have X rate. I'm like, dude, listen to me. Whether you're gonna save $120 a month or nothing, so stop saying you have to save X per month.
And
you got to make the move, man.
And these homes appreciate while they're waiting. Right?
But yeah, I mean, they just the rates are going to go up. I mean, Janet Yellen spoke last week. I mean, it's 99% understood that they're going to raise rates. The Fed's going to raise rates come December, which doesn't necessarily mean that mortgage rates are going to go up, but it's going to have a trickle down effect. And the rates have been at zero, which is an emergency. That's an emergency economic rate. It's been since 2009
or even earlier than that. Yeah,
I mean that's an emergency rate. I mean they're going to go up. I mean I understand the housing market's basically keeping the economy together. It's one of the huge factors in it. But I mean they're bound to go up. They're not going to stay at 4% on a 30-year fix forever. It can't mathematically happen.
Yeah, the jobs report definitely is a market mover. Yesterday, the bond yield, AK rates, and the stock obviously moved a little bit higher after the information about the jobs report. I mean, again, I always look at it and go, is it seasonal? I mean, here, we're getting into Christmas season already. I mean, it's gorgeous outside, but Thanksgiving's just around the corner here and another 3 weeks here. And, of course, it's already kicked off where the holiday season.
Wow.
Isn't it? Yeah. It already is. There's no snow in there. It's such a nice Indian summer here. We don't even realize that we're already into November, but time does fly. And again, there's opportunities to change and take advantage of what's going on out there. Alex, rates will move up, but there's opportunities. If you bought a house a few years ago, a lot of the families now are coming back to us and refinancing because they only put down 5%. They might be paying PMI. They might have an exclusive program with lender paid PMI. And there's usually an opportunity out there still to sneak in and get yourself a lower interest rate that could save you money.
If you've got good credit right now and you put down less than 20%, you're paying PMI, I'm telling you right now I can save you money.
There you go.
I talk to so many clients that hear our show or that are referred to us and they say, I bought my house last year, I put down 5% and I'm paying PMI. If you have decent credit, there's absolutely zero reason that you're paying mortgage insurance right now.
Right.
Because go ahead, buddy.
No, I was just going to say, you got those other programs
We have lender paid mortgage insurance. I mean, you're basically adding maybe a quarter point to the interest rate. So you're talking $20 a month on a loan of $150,000, and you're dumping the PMI, which is $100 a month.
That's why when I talked about when we sit down with the buyers, what we talk about. I talk about everything, and then we get into the financing. As soon as we get into the financing, what I do is refer them to someone who knows, and it's actually Alex, because there's so many different programs that are tailor fit to what kind of buyer you are. Do you need concessions and so forth? So I never understood where the agent starts throwing programs out there, and a lot of times the programs that they're giving them are wrong. They don't exist, or they're giving them, they're paying a little bit under 20%, but still paying PMI.
Right.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
All right, 9:24 this morning. You listen to the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, Capital, all week long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Deal with real professionals right here in your own backyard. I mean, trusted professionals. You can meet us, like Alex said, and we see you out in the public. And that's what's great. It's building communities, dealing with trusted people. I don't know who families are dealing with. When you're dealing with someone out of state and you're giving them the information, good luck to you. The horror stores are still out there. I had a whole bunch of clients tell me over the years that they had some, strangers calling them. They're getting pieces of mail. When it gets down to the closing, it doesn't happen. The files don't close.
Do you know what those mailers are? You get them. You get every week or every day. Those are lists that people bought. Like a mortgage is publicly recorded, so it can say like, "This is call regarding your mortgage from Capital Mortgage Funding." So it says it'll have like our firm's name on it, and then at the bottom in the smallest print legally allowed, it'll say not Capital Mortgage Funding, like not affiliated with them. I mean, that's basically somebody calling you during dinner time and saying, "Hey, you want to refinance?" It's a joke, man.
A couple weeks ago, we brought in Brian Cohn from our office, who went down and got some significant training on reverse mortgages. And he's our expert in the office. I haven't even written a reverse mortgage in 25 years. So just learning about it yesterday and talking with Brian and seeing how it benefits some of the families. Look, we had some people when we did that show call in here, I mean, with their head cut off. I mean, I didn't even know what they're talking about. Just yelling off the cuss, talking about, oh, this and that. And what do you mean there's a payment? There's not even a payment. And anyways, look, it's always about the knowledge. Find out about the program. He showed me a couple things he was doing for some of the families that he was working with on these reverse mortgage. Absolutely unbelievable. Again, we have a growing population, an aging population. I think the stat was something like 8,000 people turn 62 every day now. I mean, it's just a tremendous amount of people moving in that direction. Now, not everyone's in the same situation, but the reverse mortgage works for certain individuals. Keep your eyes open. Keep your thought process open and educate yourself. All right, we're up against a break, but when we come back, all of your calls, 248-539-9797.
Get to ABC Warehouse for savings of up to 65% on appliances, HDTVs, mattresses, furniture, and more. Right now, during the Great Warehouse Sale event, Frigidaire ranges start at just $317. ABC Warehouse is the appliance giant, and they beat all deals guaranteed. Get an LED 1080p 60-inch TV for $498 or less. See the entire sale ad online at abcwarehouse.com. ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale. Get to ABC Warehouse for savings of up to 65% off store-wide. Right now, get any size Sealy mattress set, twin, full, queen, even king for just $97 each piece. Nobody sells Sealy for less than ABC Warehouse. Or get an 8-piece living room package with an LG 49-inch 4K TV included for only $1777. Plus, get no interest for 2 years. Hurry, sale ends Saturday. The deals are always in the house. ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale.
What's that?
Not sure. A root vegetable, maybe?
I think it's a tuber.
I think we make it for dinner.
Really?
Really? Look in the cart.
Ah, Diamond Crystal Kosher Salt. It does make food taste delicious.
Well, that's because Diamond Crystal Kosher Salt is pure salt with no additives.
All right, let's try it.
I wonder what other foods would be better with Diamond Crystal Salt.
Diamond Crystal Salt. A brilliant choice since 1886.
Newsflash for anyone suffering with sleep apnea who uses a CPAP system. SoClean.com is offering a 30-day in-home trial of the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. This special opportunity is available on a strict first-come, first-served basis. To stop cleaning your system by hand, try the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner. Risk-free for 30 days. Call immediately 1-800-500-5403. SoClean is scientifically proven to destroy 99.9% of all CPAP germs, viruses, and bacteria. It's completely hands-free and hassle-free, and it works in minutes. No need to take apart your system or use any water. To introduce this life-changing breakthrough to the world, SoClean.com is offering risk-free trials to anyone who calls in the next 10 minutes. To stop washing your CPAP system by hand, try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Call 1-800-500-5403. This is an exclusive radio offer and supplies are limited. That's 1-800-500-5403.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a SelectQuote agent with a true story of how SelectQuote goes to bat for you buying term life insurance. A while back, a man called me who had had prostate cancer. He asked if I could beat a very high quote another life insurance agent had given him. I said, let me see. Well, I took his pertinent information, then shopped the highly rated, price-competitive companies we represent, and found one who pre-approved him for a premium way below what he had been quoted. When it comes to term life insurance, no other company touches SelectQuote's experience and expertise in finding the right policy at the right price for almost anyone. How about you?
For your free quote, call 1-800-500-5236. That's 1-800-500-5236. 1-800-500-5236. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop. You save.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Red Wings 2-1 over the Maple Leafs in overtime. Jakob Kindl, the game winner. Henrik Zetterberg, goal number 300 of his career. Peter Mrazek, 32 saves for Detroit. Pistons keep on winning. 192 on the road at Phoenix. Marcus Morris with 20 in that one. Number 17, Michigan, and number 7, Michigan State, both in action today. First to the Big House, Michigan hosting Rutgers, 3:30 to kick on AM 950 WWJ. Number 7, Michigan State tonight at Nebraska. Spartans have won 12 games in a row. Also tonight, number 2, LSU against number 4, Alabama. From the 1-800-CALL SAM Studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
If you ever miss Stoney and Bill on 97.1 The Ticket, you can always hear their highlights at play.it, your new podcast network for best-in-class on-demand shows.
Alrighty, welcome back to the show. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. 931, if you're just joining us, we've got open lines at 248-539-9797. Again, whether you're buying your first home, moving across town, refinancing, Capital Mortgage Funding here locally, and we can help you. Extremely affordable, low closing costs, some of the best service around, the service that you deserve right here in your own backyard. Call Capital 1-800-LOW-RATE. The best mortgage banker. Alex, we're going to move on to some calls. We've got Howard calling in from Ann Arbor. Thank you for the call, Howard. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's up, man?
Good. What's up? Got a question. Wife and I we like to buy a home. We had some credit issues in the past. Right now, credit score is like 605, 610 between the two of us. But we're renting and we're paying $1,900 of rent. So I'm just trying to figure out, would I be a candidate for a mortgage, or should I just continue to plug away at the credit?
Howard, it's a great question, man. Let me ask you a couple questions, though. Why is the credit a 605? What's on there that's making it so low?
Well, we were a couple of years ago. We were laid off, both of us, and we filed for bankruptcy. But we later voluntarily dismissed it because we got jobs.
Okay.
But as a result, we had a repo on the credit. Some late payments.
What do you mean a repo?
On a car?
On a car?
Car, yes.
Okay. Was there a house in the bankruptcy?
No.
No foreclosures, right?
No foreclosure. We never bought a home.
Was it Chapter 7 or 13?
At that time, it was a Chapter 13, but we got jobs like 6 months later, so we decided to try to voluntarily dismiss.
Okay, cool. Those are all good things, man. Howard, here's what I'd like to do, man. I want to run your credit after the show. I have some great software I can run your credit through, and it'll tell us what we have to pay off or pay down and the impact it'll have on your credit scores. It's an awesome program. And if we can get you up to like a 620, we can get you in a house, no problem, man. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, as long as there are no major. I mean, listen, do people go through rough times? It sucks. I mean, I'm a Detroit guy. I mean, everyone hits a rough spot. Doesn't mean you can never buy a house again. So, I mean, if I can work with you for a few months and get your credit back up, we'll get you in a house, no problem.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let me call after the show. It's a great call, and I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Howard. Later.
All right, 248-539-9797. Yeah, there's an article back on October 21st. It was USA Today. It was sort of a cool thing, and just got that call in about credit. It was just a study that was done by the Federal Reserve Board, and they did some great data. They did a study of 12 million people, and they came up with how credit actually indicates whether you'll be a great partner in life. So it's really interesting. Some cool stuff out there. How long your relationship will last. People that have better credit definitely.
Please do share.
It's just generally that a better credit. I'll sum it up for you. Better credit. They seem to commit and stay longer and pay their bills on time. So it's just a little interesting thing out there. Sometimes people are just into relationships at the beginning, but if you get more and more serious, you find out a little bit more and more about that person. All right. Anyways, forget about all that social stuff. Hey, just pay your bills on time. 248-539-9797. Go to Mike in Ann Arbor. Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Good morning, sir.
So I have a question because I'm buying a home right now, and it's new construction, and my home's going to be completed May 1st, and I've been looking at the interest rates, reading about them going up, and so I've been looking into long-term lock versus waiting closer to my house to get a mortgage at that time. And yes, I guess what are your thoughts about doing a long-term lock versus waiting closer to see if I can get a better interest rate and come shopping around more so?
I personally, Mike, do not like a long-term lock. They're very expensive, and I don't think the risk versus reward is going to be there. I mean, so let's just say, again, just for the sake, I'm not quoting rates or anything, but just for the sake of this analogy, let's just say rates are in the low 4s right now, right around 4%. They bounce up and down every day. So if they're at 4.5 come May, you're not talking a huge payment swing, and you're gonna front maybe 2% of the mortgage amount, to lock it for 6 months. There's just no reason for that. What's the purchase price on the house?
It's $390.
And how much you putting down?
We're putting 10% down.
So 10%. I mean, so you're gonna pay almost $7,000 to lock in a rate for 6 months.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do that.
There's no need for that, partner. Absolutely not. Keep your money, dude.
Okay. Well, we have a preferred lender with our builder, and they're offering us no money. It doesn't cost us anything to lock in, and then they allow us one free float down before.
They're lying to you.
Well, let me ask you this. Just curious, like roughly what was the interest rate on a 10% down, just roughly? Again, it's based on your credit score and other factors, but roughly what was it?
For them to do the long-term lock?
Yeah.
It would be about 4.6%.
Yeah.
You're paying, you're basically 5/8 of a point above current market. See, here's the thing with those preferred lenders, man. It's
never better. It's never better than us.
Better.
Can I just
here's
say
the thing, Mike. When you're building a house and you use the preferred lender, which is I think it's a complete joke. I'm a preferred lender for a lot of builders, but so I shouldn't probably say that. But
but people go wherever they want.
But here's the thing, Mike. When you use their lender, and I know which builder you're talking about, you have the builder on the same side, the title company on the same side, the mortgage company on the same side, the realtors on the same side. You have no system of checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody double checking everything for you. And I'm willing to bet that when you signed all those documents to have that house built, there's a document in there that says if you change lenders within 30 days of closing, they charge you $2,500.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
So I mean, here's the thing. So let's just say your house is going to be done May 1st. Let's just say April 10th. They're like, oh yeah, we're ready to lock in, Micah. Your rate 6%. You're like, dude, there's no way. The rate, I know for sure rates are in the low 4s. Why am I at 6%? Well, sorry, that's where we're at today. We're the preferred lender. So if you want to switch and go someplace else, you got to pay them. It's always better, I think, to go with an independent company, to someone that's not affiliated with that builder.
I think the builder should be focusing on finishing the house in a timely manner and getting it done the right way, and not really worrying about where you get your loan from. I think an individual has the right to go shop properly, and we're seeing a lot of that where people are directing people where to go. And I think, Mike, you sound intelligent enough to make your own decisions. How many months away before the house is done?
It's May.
May.
Yep,
I mean,
May.
really? I'm taking advice from a guy who can't build a house. How many square feet is the house? What are you talking about? You following me on this?
A little over 3,000 square feet.
Okay, well, it takes about.
It's a big house, man.
I mean, Mike, it doesn't take that long to build a house. I've only built 3 of them. My fault.
Mike,
I don't know.
It's a great question, buddy. And I mean, I want to talk to you after the show, and it sounds like there's something funky going on because they want to control the entire transaction, the builders. And it's like, here's the thing. I would never try to build a house. I don't like to, dude, I assembled the doghouse. It took me all day last Friday. I'm not a builder, but here's the thing, man. I'm a great mortgage guy. Like you stay in your lane, do what you're good at, and stick to that. I mean, dude, you just build me a house. I'll take care of the mortgage. I mean, that's the thing. I just wanted to get you jammed up. But let me.
We might be able to offer them a 6-month lock. We actually might, and I don't think the rate's that high. I really don't. I don't think it's that high. Hey, Mike, definitely give me a follow-up call. It's a great call, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
we got some open lines again. 248-539-9797. Why is Michigan a great place to live? Amenities. There's shopping. There's entertainment. There's dining. The cost of living here is relatively inexpensive. Crime is generally down, and we have some unbelievable cities. How about some of the best education across the country? I mean, great cities. Midland, Novi, Canton, Ann Arbor, Royal Oak, West Bloomfield, Livonia, Rochester. Again, if I left you out, Southgate, Brownstown, there's so many great
Just name
areas.
every city in Southeast Michigan, or what was
so many great places to live. Look, the sun is shining out here.
That was a good bit there, buddy.
Lots of opportunities out here.
So for the third segment of the show, we're going to name every city in southeastern Michigan.
I'd like to include everybody. All right, 248-539-9797. Go back to these calls. Ed, help me out. You're talking about a VA loan. What's going on?
Yeah, I was just curious. If I can buy another home, I already own a home that's not paid for, but a vacation home with the VA. Can you do that with zero down or no?
No.
Or you can't
cannot,
do it?
sir. No, I think
I think you have to sell that house first.
No, he's got a primary residence. Your primary residence is a VA loan, right?
No, my primary house is not it's just conventional.
Oh, it's just conventional. You can't do a VA loan for a vacation.
Well, you can definitely get a second VA loan. The upfront VA funding fee, instead of it being 2.1% is 3.3%. So are you saying currently right now, if you want to buy another primary resident, the other
wants
house,
to buy a vacation home VA?
Vacation home. I've never applied for a VA loan before.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I don't think so. Hey, let me ask you a question. Where are you going to be buying it? Where were you thinking?
Well, we were thinking about getting something in Florida.
Oh, okay. And what would that price be? How much?
Probably between 100 and 150.
How close are you to retiring and moving down there, or is this something you can afford?
Oh, I'm retired already.
Okay, and you can afford it, no problem, or you're thinking you're going to buy that and then sell your house up here?
No. We're just thinking about buying because of the rent is in Florida is going so high, and it's getting a lot harder to find something that we like to rent. In the area we're at, and in the long, this way the kids maybe something.
Buy it. You got a place down in the future. Hey, we're up against a break, and it's a great question. We're going to do a follow-up call.
I'll come for the show, but run some options for you.
All right, it's 9:41. If you're just tuning in, keep it here. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show. We'll be right back.
Whether you say croissant-wich or croissant-wich or croissant-wich, right now you can get 2 light, flaky, buttery croissant-wich breakfast sandwiches for just $4. Only at Burger King. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary.
I kept telling myself I was just slowing down. But the truth is, I was giving in. Then a guy in my league snapped me out of it. He said, "You're too young to be slowing down. If it hurts, you take charge and get some help."
Nobody has more solutions for active adults than the DMC Orthopedic and Sports Medicine team. No matter when you decide to take charge of your pain, DMC has an answer. From physical therapy to non-surgical care, from minimally invasive Mako hip and knee procedures to total joint replacement, DMC is the official partner of the Detroit Red Wings, Pistons, and Tigers, and we bring that expertise to you whenever and wherever you need it. Don't let pain slow you down. Take charge again. To learn more, visit dmc.org/ortho or attend one of our many free classes on joint pain solutions. Find your DMC orthopedic specialist at 888-DMC-2500 or dmc.org.
The struggle is real.
Put on some music.
No way, I'm already over on my data. It could be your friends, your neighbors.
You got your phone, right?
No way, I've only got 29% battery left.
Or even you. The struggle is real, but there is hope.
No worries, I got it. I have Next Radio.
Next Radio?
What's that?
Oh, it's this free app for live radio on your phone. You just flip through what's playing now, music, news, sports, it's all there. It uses up like 3 times less battery and 20 times less data.
Cool. Nice.
If I hear a song I like, boom, play history, it's all right there.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, Sprint, Boost, and Virgin already have it. T-Mobile and AT&T are going to have it soon.
Play Store?
Yep, Google Play Store.
Oh, sweet.
That's awesome. Save the day. Be the hero. The struggle is real, but you can overcome. Download the Next Radio app free from the Google Play Store to unlock free FM radio on your smartphone.
Next Radio.
Radio you can see and hear.
In today's quick-to-sue world, if you own a business and you're not incorporated, you're a sitting duck. Because if you're not incorporated, it's not just your business that can be sued, it's you too, which means you could lose everything. Your home, your car, even your life savings. Once business owners realize the risk of not being incorporated, they usually scramble to incorporate or form an LLC. To make it quick and easy, Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners, so you can incorporate in just 10 minutes. For your free 10-minute incorporation guide, call now, 1-800-300-7509. Don't be a sitting duck. Protect your home. Protect your car. Protect your life savings. At Incorporate.com, they don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. Call now for your free 10-minute incorporation guide. 1-800-300-7509. Hurry while supplies last. 1-800-300-7509. That's 1-800-300-7509.
Today, put on your maize and blue and head out to Ann Arbor's Pioneer Park for some Michigan tailgating with the 97.1 The Ticket Street Team and the Ticket Chicks. 97.1 The Tickets, Pat Caputo and Kyle Bogey broadcast from Sandville Game Time. More at 971theticket.com. You can can make a real difference in a student-athlete's life. Go to cbsdetroit.com/student-heart-check and make a donation to 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check Program. Just $10 will pay for one young person to have a Beaumont cardiac screening to make sure their heart is healthy enough for sports. Go to cbsdetroit.com/student-heart-check and help save a life.
If you can't say it loud and proud, at least say it loud. 97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show, 946. If you're just tuning in, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. I'm Harvey Freed. He's Alex Nafusi. We brought in Dan Dubinsky from Skyward Realty, downtown Royal Oak. Might even see a show down there tonight, Dan.
Oh, great.
The Mavericks playing at the Royal Oak Music Theater. Always a lot of fun. The Mavericks, really cool. You might want to check that out.
Before my time?
Maybe a little before your time.
The place is always packed.
A lot of fun. Royal Oak always happening on a Saturday night. Lots of fun things to do if you're in town tonight. And, of course, a lot of good football. 3:30, you got the Michigan game, Michigan State taking on Nebraska tonight. Keep it here on 97.1 for commentary all day long. We've got the scoop here. Just keep it here, tuned in. Hey, FHA, do you want to become a homeowner? You know, so many families out there had set aside just a little bit of money, and now they're just starting to think about becoming homeowners. Give us a phone call. The thing about FHA is they allow you not only to go 3.5% down on a purchase, but the seller's concessions are up to 6%, which basically means that the sellers involved in the transaction can go ahead and pay your closing cost in prepaids. So, Dan, if we just talk about, just round it up and say it's a $100,000 house, well, that's $3,500, and that money could be gifted. You might have saved $3,500. That's not a significant amount of money. I mean, you do the math, 3.5% of 150, maybe 4,500. Do the math. It's not a significant amount of money. You can get a gift from a family member. You can borrow from your 401k and pay yourself back. We see many families doing that. Home ownership's happening. I mean, rents have gone up so much that it's almost like this is the alternative right here. Own a house if you're going to live here, if you're going to stay.
Yeah, those concessions, it's a way for people to get into a home that wouldn't have the money to do it. So when I present these offers with concessions to my sellers, I let them know, hey, that number that you're looking at, that's not your net number. That number is going to be inflated, and you're going to give some back. So let's just talk about that for a second. Now, why would you not want to do that? Maybe the home won't appraise. You're paying a little bit higher cost on commissions. You're paying a little bit higher cost on transfer tax. But if you factor that in, it shouldn't be a problem. And then you say in the contract, if it doesn't appraise and it only appraises for the net number, that's the number we're going with, and we're not going to include that in the deal. And this goes back to hiring a professional. We had an offer, and I won't name names. It's a $9,000 mistake or $8,900 mistake.
Yeah, you showed it to us, right?
Yeah. So instead of asking for 3% in concessions, 3% of the purchase price back in concessions, this agent wrote, "I want 3% back in concessions
of the closing cost."
The closing cost.
Right. I saw that.
Yeah. So we're dealing with a $300,000 house. That's either $90 if you do it incorrectly, like she did, or $9,000 like she was intending to do it. Now that's the difference of mistake of having a good agent and a bad agent.
Do I know the agent?
No, you don't.
We'll keep her out of it. We won't even throw her because it could have been a guy. We don't even know.
Could have been.
Limited supply of housing inventory out there. Stillers are really still in command a little bit, especially in these hot areas. I mean, still a lot of qualified buyers are still left out, still making offers, not really knowing what to do. You have to have that approval letter. You have to do everything you can to get your toolbox filled up so that, if you need a wrench, you got the wrench there. You've got the money to make decisions, and you got the confidence and the knowledge to make those decisions. That's one of the things. What else do we got here? Be careful and know your rights on the purchase agreement. This is a little section here about purchase agreements. Really go through and read. Like you said, there are new agents out there. Hey, even an agent has been out there for a long time. We're all human. We can make mistakes.
Well, yeah, it was all right. But good agents know when they get a pre-approval. If we know it's coming from Capital Mortgage Funding, we'll still make a phone call and talk to you and say, hey, what's up? But if it comes in from any other company, the first thing we do is call and ask the questions. And you have to be specific. Have you seen the tax returns? Have you seen this paperwork? Or are you just basing this on what they're telling you?
Have you run it through the automated systems that give us the real approvals? And do you have the documentation to support that this person can close on a loan? Definitely got to get your ducks in a row. Hey, it's 9:50 if you're just tuning in, 248-539-9797. We do have open phone lines, and we'd love to hear from you. Again, we always give you tons of information about mortgages and purchasing. Remodeling's been really happening across Southeast Michigan, really across the country. Home values have gone up everywhere. It's really great to see because so many families did put off those projects, the roofing projects, and the roofs were deteriorating. And lots of other projects, brand new furnaces and hot water heaters, more efficient windows. A lot of good things can happen happen. Insulation decks. When values go up, there's equity there. Pull the money out, get the project done. A lot of families, Alex, we consolidate them, and it doesn't even cost them anything.
And do the right stuff too. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, there are a lot of things people do to their houses that from a finance standpoint. Listen, if you have the money and you want to do it, I mean, just do it. I mean,
have you been to Home Depot lately? The parking lot's packed all the time. People buying and doing stuff. I mean, I went over myself and spent $600 on LED light bulbs.
What's an LED light bulb?
It's more efficient.
Without a doubt, more efficient. I mean,
The little curly ones? The circle ones?
Yeah. Those two.
Those are fluorescent. This is the new technology. It's about a year old now, but just like your TV, it runs on. I think it's like 80% less electricity. It's amazing.
You're so green, Danny.
Yeah, well,
I didn't know that.
Told. Yeah, I try to pay attention to these things, Alex.
Good for you, buddy.
Look, so the equity's there.
I go for the hot dogs.
Yeah, right.
They are good.
Because I can't. Everyone knows I don't know how to use any tools. So.
Yeah, what are you even doing at Home Depot? Right? You should
Getting
send
a hot
someone
dog.
there. Send your girlfriend there. Hey, go pick me up.
Natalie goes. She redid the whole bathroom.
In
I
most
supervise.
cases, these families can not only to reduce their rates. Again, families are calling us up and thinking about these projects. They can. Some of them are adding their first and second mortgages, taking a little bit of extra money out, either to consolidate a debt or to do that home improvement. A gentleman I just had recently, $4,000 air conditioning he had to put in his place down in Florida. Sure enough, we're going to pay that off, another credit card off, and at the end of the day, it's going to be more about $350 in better cash flow, and that's the key. We talk about cash flow. This gentleman was retiring, but he's doing the right thing. He's like, Harvey, I can't put it off. What am I going to do? I need air conditioning, obviously, down in the place in Florida. So whether it be up here and it's a new roof, insulation, these are issues that are coming up. Also, the foundations and all those water issues we had about 2 years ago. Many families are doing the right thing by putting those little bit more expensive repairs into the house just to get the water out of the basement, new sub pump systems and water systems. So definitely find out what you can do. Find out about the equity position in your house. And let's go to a call real quick. We got Justin out in St. Clair Shores. Good morning, Justin. You're live on the ticket.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good morning, sir.
Good. I got a question about refinancing. I bought a home about 4 years ago in St. Clair Shores. It was at the bottom of the market, and I did an FHA loan. House was 126. It's a colonial, 2,200 square foot colonial. It's completely updated, so I got a great deal. And at the time, obviously, with the market being what it was, my income, I'm in sales. I design kitchens and bathrooms for a living.
Oh,
so
awesome.
my income was 3 times less than it is now.
Okay.
So I've got some credit card debt that I want to wipe out. It's about $24,000 in credit card debt. But I just want to make the right decision here. I don't know. I'm paying PMI, and I know that at this point the house should be appraising for I would think more than I bought it for.
I would hope so.
Yeah. So
what's the balance on the mortgage again, Justin? How much do you owe?
On the balance of the mortgage, I think is 116.
And so what's it worth? About 220?
I think that it's worth about 160, maybe 165. I haven't had an appraisal, obviously.
It seems like it'd be more than that. St. Clair Shores is 2,200 square feet. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, 2,200 square foot. It's fully updated. It's got new kitchen, new bathroom.
160 to 175 is in the ballpark, probably.
Yeah, I haven't done a deal in St. Clair Shores. No, I think it'd be $100 a square foot. At
Yeah,
least.
that's where I was going with that. Justin, here's the thing. We can go to 80% of whatever the house appraises at and take some cash out and pay off that credit card debt. It's one of those things. Every situation is different. And I'd like to sit down with you. I'll call after the show and run some numbers for you. But I think that, you've got some options. You mentioned you had about 20-some thousand in credit card debt.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that we really want to build also. We want to get out of this. My kid's going to be in 9th grade. We want to get out of this house, I'd say, in the next 4 years. So we want to stay in St. Clair Shores. My wife is active in St. Clair Shores government. So we're
cool. Awesome.
We want to build. And, she wants, we want something that we can lay out ourselves, obviously. Right. And we want to make sure that by taking a loan on the house, we're not hurting ourselves in the future with, taking the windfall then to build the house, obviously.
Well, yeah, Justin, it's a great call. And I like how proactive you're being looking down the road. It's one of those things where we should put a plan together. And, if you're going to move in 4 or 5 years, let's look at everything now. Maybe refinance doesn't make sense for you. Maybe, you're better off not refinancing.
That's why I'm calling. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And there's nothing that, I think it's great when I can tell someone, hey, you're in a good position. But let me call after the show. I want to look at the credit card debt so we can save you some money from there.
He's definitely going to refinance, though, yeah.
So I'll call you shortly, Justin.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you, sir.
There, our last call was our best call, Alex. There it goes. Definitely going to refinance out of that
He's a
FHA.
handy guy. I might even call him to do it on the bathroom.
Finish the year project on your bathroom.
The bathroom's done.
Hey, do we want to thank Dan Dubinsky from Skyward Realty for coming in? Dan, always thanks.
Yeah, I want to mention Roberto Calderon, one of our better agents, has an open house tomorrow at Metro Lofts, 322 Harrison. Over there from 1 to 4. It's a $300,000 condo. Beautiful.
Metro Lofts, downtown Royal Oak. Really cool stuff.
Amazing, yeah.
All right, we got Pat Caputo, Kyle Bogey coming up next. What else you got?
Hey, you got the email at mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com.
All right, be sure to call Capital Mortgage, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We'll see you next Saturday. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Feeling like you've missed out on all the home selling and buying action that took place this summer? Well, it's not too late. In fact, it's actually one of the best times to get started. Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. Right now, we have more homes coming on the market than we've seen in years. And with the market changing, the longer you wait to list your home for sale, the less your home will be worth. But don't just take it from me.
Hi, this is Mike Craig from Brighton, Michigan, and I called Jeff Glover when it was time to sell my house. I heard Jeff's ads on the radio. He got my home in Brighton sold in less than 2 weeks. Jeff got me a great price for my house with no contingencies. That's money in the bank.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. When you hire Jeff and his team, Jeff will personally be involved, whether it's coming out to evaluate your home or marketing your home behind the scenes. Visit Jeff and his team at their newest location in Birmingham.